What is going on, guys? Welcome to another video. So today we have a special one for you because we are going to be working on a 2012 Lexus RX 350. The problem with this that the customer is dealing with is the battery is new, as you can tell, but the alternator is not charging said battery. So we are gonna go ahead and change the alternator out while also doing the brakes, because the brakes on this, well, you can tell right by all this brake dust, the brakes are barely holding on. Like it's bad. I'll show you once we get the wheel off. But we went to the parts store and got a new alternator. Super important when you get a new alternator is to, while you're there, check or have them throw it on their machine to verify that it's good. The last thing you want to do is get an alternator that doesn't work and go through all the work installing it. The customer was fine with getting a new one just so for the reassurance, but it is imperative, like if you want to, you can do it with new ones, but it's imperative that you have the, wherever you're going to get it, AutoZone, O'Reilly's, Napa, wherever, that you have them test the remanufactured ones on their bench tests. Because say, for example, you install the alternator, which happens time and time again, especially with the remand, it just goes out for whatever reason. It might take a week, it might be the same day, it might be the next month. But always make sure that you test them at the store so that if they fail at the store, it's not on you, and basically they can get you one that actually works. It might take a little longer because they might have to get another alternator from another store, but definitely do that, because then you don't have to go through all the work. So that's kind of just one thing that I do all the time. We're gonna do while you're in there with the belt. While I'm in there, I might as well replace it, because this customer got the car from a Hyundai dealership and it has 145,474. So the thing is, you're gonna get a good deal from the dealership for the car because it's a used car. The only problem is dealership is gonna do nothing to it at all. They might clean it a little bit, make it look nice, but they're not going to do anything mechanical to it. So that's basically what happened with this car. Dealership gave them a good price on it, but it needs some love. It needs a lot of love. So we're going to go ahead and get the alternator done. We're also going to get these headlights stored because they are looking like they have seen better days. And then also while we're in there, we're going to do brakes. So let's go ahead and get started on this. One last thing, just want to show you guys the way you would diagnose the battery being good but the alternator being bad. And I know most of you guys know this, but I mean, it's one of those things where showing you guys wouldn't hurt. So right now you'd think that the battery is good because it's 12.3, well, 12.3 to 12.5. Its battery is decent. It's a little bit low because obviously the customer has been and drove a little bit around without the alternator charging. But yeah, so like 12.3, 12.5 is a good battery. But then when you go ahead and turn it on, that right there is a great indication that the battery's actually dying slowly. So that should be at 14.5. So that is a clear indication that the alternator is not charging. I'm going to turn it off just so I don't kill the battery too much more. But yeah, so y'all, this is your reminder to please get your brakes done, because this has a noticeable lip on it, and these are the old brake pads, which in comparison to the new ones, yikes, that is a lot of difference. That's insane. That's an insane amount of difference right there. That was metal to metal for sure. Easiest way to do this, a lot of dealerships will actually do this for brake jobs that don't have to change the rotor, just the pads, but they'll loosen up the bottom slide pin and then they will loosen up the top one just a little bit, and then they'll simply just rotate the caliper up, which will then expose the pads and make it so that you can do whatever you got to do in here. These are the springs. They, in essence, they keep the pad off the rotor, but then as soon as you press on the brake pedal, it engages the pads onto it. It just prevents the pads from just riding on the rotor the whole time unless they are needing to be initiated from the brake pedal. So it definitely helps. It's definitely one of those things to, good to install. Some people don't install them just because they just don't think they are needed, which I like to install them because if anything comes with the hardware, I would rather have it there than not. So we're gonna go ahead and make sure this is nice and tight. All right guys, it is the next day and I was planning on finishing. I pretty much did everything that I had to do on the car. I didn't film much of it at all because it got dark very quickly, and so taking all of this off, I had to take this radiator top support and the radiator out, which I didn't need to. I could have just taken the fan shroud out, but I took the radiator out anyways just so that I had ample space, and got the new alternator in, got the new belt on, got everything on. I need to still fill up the coolant, as well as we're going to knock the headlights out and clear them up, which, to be honest with you, nothing is worse in my mind than having an alternator or a power steering or electrical power steering pump out, because it takes away from the joy of having the car, which is not fun. Because obviously oil changes can be pushed back as long as there's oil in the engine. It can still be pushed back, but when it comes to like an alternator dying, it's just one of those things where it just, you know, nothing you do is going to make the car drivable. And it sucks too when your only car that you have available to you isn't able to be operating. So it's kind of one of those things where it just kind of sucks no matter what. These are kind of just things that I do to do preliminary checks, because the one thing I don't want to do, and the one thing that would really be against my business model, is to just get everything done, replace parts, and then give it back to the customer without them knowing what was done or how the work translates to being fixed. Because God forbid, if I gave the car back to the customer and the alternator was not working and I didn't verify that it was working, then we just purchased parts that were faulty. I'm gonna have to do the job again, and I cannot stand doing the same job twice. I don't charge labor because I love doing this. This is just my passion to do, and it helps other people out, which is why I became a automotive mechanic, whatever you want to call it. This is why I decided to start working on cars, because I can understand it easily and I enjoy doing it no matter how difficult the process may be. Thankfully, I only work on Japanese cars, the Lexuses, Toyotas, Infinitis, Nissans, Acuras, and Hondas. The last thing I want to do is give the car back to the owners and not have my work be verified, because if that happens, then I'm the last one that worked on their car, and then that also translates to me having to do another job again, and I don't want to do that. So we're going to start with our 300. This is the grittiest sandpaper we have. And we're gonna make sure to get the headlight as well. And the trick to this clear coat is you have to go so smoothly, because if you don't go smoothly, then it doesn't come out very well. And it's nice and warm. You don't want to spray clear, or any spray paint, you don't want to spray it cold in. While we're waiting on this to dry, let me know down in the comments if you guys enjoy watching us getting a customer's car and just basically doing the maintenance on it, as well as doing restorations like headlights and all that stuff, because this stuff to me is super fun. I just don't record them because I don't feel like you really want to watch them, and I'm really bad at recording everything. I'm trying to get better at it, but when it comes to just replacing parts and all that stuff, you guys have watched that a million times, so I don't feel like there's any reason to do that. But I kind of want to get customers' cars, when they come to me, and do start to finish, where I just show what was going on before to the end result. Because, for example, this car is my coworkers, and they never got around to doing the brakes. Obviously you saw how bad the brakes were on this. And the alternator just wasn't charging at all. I think they've had it for maybe a year after getting it from the dealer, and the dealer basically said everything on it's good, don't worry about anything. And that's one of those things for me where I'm just like, that's a huge red flag, because dealerships, especially getting a car from a used dealership, they never do anything to them. All they're going to do is just maybe put some new tires on it, if that, and some cheap tires just to get it to sell. And then they're going to wash the car and maybe detail the engine bay, like do very minimal things to get the car sold, with them putting little to no investment in it. So they're going to do little to nothing to it to get it to sell. Never been a fan of the headlight coating, and I also want you guys to know that none of these products are sponsored. I am not sponsored by any company, and to be honest with you, I kind of use what I get recommended to me and what I see, and I want to try to like show you guys what products are good and what are bad. Basically, I try to do the best I can to be unbiased and like do per instructions exactly what they ask to do, just so you guys can so I can see the results and you guys can see the results as well. So let me know down below what you guys use. I had a lot of people comment on my headlight restoration video that they didn't like this one, and I understand. Spraying is definitely not the easiest thing to do to make it nice and wet and to be able to make coats just even. So a lot of people like the applicator pad ones that you put a few drops in an applicator pad. Go down in the comments and let me know what you guys want me to try out, because what I'll do is customers' cars that ask for things like headlight restoration or whatever, I'll go ahead and I'll look at the comments that you guys leave, and I will go ahead and get those products and try to see how I like them. So this came out really good. I'm really excited about this. All right, so we got some coolant, and I'm not a fan of Valvoline, the Xerox stuff, but the car needed coolant, and Toyota Red is the only coolant you put in, so I prefer to get it from the dealership, but this will suffice for right now. Again, not a paid sponsorship. I don't have any interest in being sponsored by Valvoline, though, to be honest with you. Mobile One is the only sponsor that I'd like to have, as well as PB Blaster. Just hopefully that happens in the future. But the one thing I do like is that this is concentrate, which means you got to put distilled water in it, and you can't put any other water, because distilled water is the only water that will not promote rust or anything like that. So we're gonna go ahead and put our on there. We're gonna put our cap on there as well. And then what I like to do is, when you put that on, I like to fill it up as much as possible. We did drive this car around, so it is up to temp, and it is, the thermostat should be opened already, so we shouldn't have any issues with it just wanting to drink coolant. Not a lot of coolant got spilled, but enough to where I want to make sure that this is up to the right amount of coolant, because the last thing I want to do is have any overheating problems for this customer in the future. I just want to get all the bubbles out as best as possible. Another happy customer. Alright guys, so thank you guys so much for watching to the end of this video. If you guys appreciate the channel and want to support it, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn those post notifications on. I would very much appreciate that. And then also go down in the comments below and let me know if you guys want more of these videos where I repair customers' cars and like do the diagnostics as well as the repair. I will not charge them labor at all, because I love to learn and I still love to learn. So that is one of those things that I offer to some people that come up to me and ask me if I can work on their car, or if I can diagnose their car and repair it as well. But for those of you that stayed this far in the video, I appreciate you. And because you guys stayed, I want to give you guys a little bit of advice or a tip. It's super important when you buy a used car from a dealership to take the car as soon as you buy it and take it to a mechanic or a shop or someone that you trust that knows about cars, like for example me. Bring it to them and have them check over everything. I'll tell you this, dealerships the used cars on their lot get treated the same exact way a mechanic's car gets treated, where, to be fair, all of the things that need to get fixed, they kind of push off because they know what is vital and they know what they can kind of get away with, if you know what I mean. So do yourself a huge favor and take the car to a shop, just get checked out. That way nothing can surprise you and you won't have to do a lot of costly repairs down the line, or at all at one point. You can do it as you go. And what I like to do when I get a new car, when I get any new car, to me at least, a new to me car, is I'll do the fluids first, oil, I'll check the transmission fluid, I'll check the coolant. Coolant you don't really have to do as much unless it's leaking, and then you want to fix the leak as well as then put new coolant in, obviously. But the other thing that I would 100% highly recommend is rotors and pads all the way around, because even if the rotors and pads are good on the car, it could last you a while, but it's better to know that you did it yourself or you went to a shop and got it done, because then, one, the car will stop, which is very important, but also you don't have to be surprised if, for example, you are riding on metal to metal, because that's never a fun thing to do. But if you guys enjoy these tips and if you guys enjoyed this video, definitely drop a like on this video and let me know down below. Like I said before, let me know if you guys want more videos like this, and I will be so stoked and happy to share them with you whenever they do come up and whenever I do get the opportunity and chance to do it. So mahalo nui loa for you guys sticking around. I appreciate that, and thank you guys so much for supporting me. It means the world to me. You guys mean the world to me. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. And always remember, never forget, always stay positive and stay true to who you are. I'll see you guys in the next one. Gee, take care. You guys have a good one, okay? Later. Bye. Oh, hey guys, if you guys haven't already, definitely hit that subscribe button. It supports the channel and it really means a lot to me. If you guys got some time to kill, check this playlist out. This video right here, 2 things you would like it. So go ahead and check it out. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay then, shoots.